Today is Equal Pay Day. Find out what women throughout the country are doing to make their voices heard.
And see what LSU is including in their master plan to make things easier for bikers.
And UNC became national champions last night. Hear what LSU students thought of the game. Newsbeat starts now. Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Matt Houston.
And I'm Nadine Abusada. Thanks for joining us.
Today is Equal Pay Day, created to bring attention to the wage gap between women and men in the workforce. The National Committee on Pay Equality started Equal Pay Day in 1996. The organization decided to hold the day in April because they say it symbolizes how far into the year women need to work to make up for what men made the previous year. Rallies were held throughout the country and included many political speakers like House of Representatives Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, who told listeners how this issue affects more than just women.
With this agenda, we empower working parents, both women and men. This is about men, too, because it's about families to thrive and reach their full potential.
Equal pay advocates have even more to fight for this year, with President Donald Trump pulling an order in March put in place by President Obama in 2014 to protect women in the workplace.
Parking complaints on LSU aren't limited to drivers. Tiger TV reporter Josh Riddlebarger takes you through a part of the LSU master plan that will help bikers.
There are many different modes of transportation on campus, such as walking or biking. But with space for bikes limited on campus, most students choose to walk. As well as the current bike racks are always full and allow bikes to topple on top of each other once they're chained to the post. With the new master plan, however, there are plans for more bike racks and new types of bike racks. We've interviewed Dennis Mitchell, Assistant Director of Master Planning, for more on the subject.
That's a very interesting question. That number has not been quantified, but I can tell you that with each new development, we actually calculate how many bikes are needed based on the occupancy of the building. So there's a certain percentage of folks that would occupy the building. We're using LEED standards, which are the current code standards that LSU has adopted for us to evaluate that. We also use, we go back and evaluate existing conditions.
For Tiger TV, I'm Josh Riddlebarger.
More bike racks on campus may encourage students to ditch the car for a good pair of handlebars.
Many college students struggle with relationships and dating during this period of their lives where many major decisions need to be made. LSU alumni J.C. Fraser decided to post-graduation to write and publish her first book on this topic based on her own experiences. The book, titled Fearless You, takes readers through Fraser's experience dating through college. Her hope is for readers to learn from her mistakes and have a healthier dating experience. Fraser wrote her rough draft in one day and worked with an editor to get the final project finished and promoted. Fearless You was officially published on March 21st and can be purchased on Amazon.
There's a new risk for Louisiana residents who want to fill their gas tanks. This year, there's been an increase in the number of gas scammers in Baton Rouge. Kara St. Cyr reports.
Something we all have to do almost every week before work or school. But some Louisiana residents might be paying for more than just gas. Recently, the number of gas pump frauds has risen in Louisiana. The commissioner of the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry, Mike Strain, says the rise in gas pump fraud is due to advancements in technology. Scammers are now inserting Bluetooth devices into card scanners. The Bluetooth devices make it easier for scammers to access your wallet because now they don't even have to leave home. The Bluetooth can hold up to thousands of debit and credit card numbers at a time, giving the scammer an array of options.
It makes me feel more hesitant to use my card outside. It makes me just want to go inside and use cash to pay for my gas.
But there are precautions you can take to avoid losing money. You can avoid using your debit card and only pump using credit. That way scammers can't get a hold of your PIN. Use the pumps closest to the convenience store. Scammers are less likely to bug those. And you can check the card reader for any signs of damage. Reporting from LSU, I'm Kara St. Cyr.
Gas skimmers are extremely difficult to detect. Most gas stations find them during pump maintenance. If you fall victim of gas skimming, Strain says to call your bank.
Coming up, he's a familiar face on LSU's campus. You can usually find him doing all different kinds of things in the quad. We sat down with him and we'll show you more about the shirtless kid behind the tricks.
And later, a familiar face will be changing jobs in the NFL. We'll show you where Tony Romo will be headed next.
You've probably seen him on campus running through the Union playing music or flipping about in the quad, but chances are you don't really know him. I talked with that shirtless hippie dude to learn a bit more about one of LSU's most iconic students.
The guy from the quad, guitar guy, hippie Jesus, Tarzan, the Barefoot Guy, shirtless hippie. My name is Gage Howell. I always walk around barefoot. I eat between 6 and 20 bananas a day, often a head of lettuce, like at one time. I do flips in the quad, and it seems like some people just like see me as a spectacle, like kind of a unicorn figure that's like, I can't touch it, you can't talk to it, or it'll disappear. It started by me joining theater, and then just kind of went downhill from there. When I was 5 or 6 years old, my dad showed me Metallica and Van Halen, and I was like, I want to be able to do that. And then after guitar, I learned bass, and then I started learning piano, and then violin and cello, and then the didgeridoo. Really, any of the money that I make from music things is split between like going towards more music things and going toward helping out the propagation of a community garden. Because I feel like a privileged individual using the position that I have with that to, instead of place myself as higher up on the social hierarchy, to like throw a ladder down for everybody else to come up with me, because like people are awesome.
You can subscribe to Hal's music on patreon.com/GageHal or ask him about it directly in the quad. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo announced today he's retiring from the NFL. After 14 seasons, Romo's stepping away from the field and is rumored to be heading to the CBS broadcast booth alongside Jim Nantz. He'll be replacing former Giants quarterback Phil Simms. Romo chose retirement after being replaced by rookie star quarterback Dak Prescott. Other teams expressed interest in Romo, but he opted to retire. The three-time Pro Bowler struggled in the postseason for a majority of his career, along with facing many injuries. And it's really unfortunate because the guy was a great quarterback with a lot of bad situations around him.
But I think it's better that he's in the booth because he's played the game, he's been in the situation, he knows what it feels like, and he's not just an outsider.
Sure. Always great to have the quarterbacks up there. Coming up, LSU students are happy this basketball season is over, so the Will Wade era can officially begin.
But we caught up with some of them today to see their takes on last night's national championship.
North Carolina and Gonzaga met up last night in the battle of the 1 seeds.
UNC got a chance at redemption after their second loss last year to Villanova.
This is the 6th title for UNC. We caught up with some LSU students earlier today to hear their take on the game.
It was a sloppy game. It was definitely what I thought, two coaches that had a game plan that went into it. It didn't quite work. So they had to come up with stuff on the fly.
I was pulling for Gonzaga, but I mean, it just was not meant to be that way. So North Carolina pulled the next title.
I thought Gonzaga had a couple good chances to pull ahead a little bit, and they just couldn't. The shots couldn't fall very well. They had a couple guys struggle with some easy layups.
So Matt, tell me, what was your take on the national championship?
Well, it was a close game, but it was nearly unwatchable basketball. It was just too slow and kind of annoying to see college basketball headed in that direction.
It's sad because there wasn't much competition. It was filled with a bunch of fouls.
Yeah, the referees kind of took over for that one, which was frustrating. That is all for us today. For more, we are always online at lsunow.com. You can also keep up with us on Twitter and Instagram at LSU Tiger TV. I'm Matt Houston.
And I'm Nadine Ubusada. Thanks for joining us. Have a glorious day, Tigers.